Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that might be new here, hi, welcome. My name is Megan and today we have a what sold video. This is actually going to be what sold for the first 2 weeks of February. So the first through today, which is the 15th, and I'm going to do my best to get this filmed, edited, and posted just as quickly as I can for you. I do have sales to share with you today from Poshmark, eBay, and Depop, and we are going to be focusing on the sales, the items that flipped quickly in this video. So a heavy focus on the fast flips for this particular what sold video. If you are new here, I will pop a photo right here on the screen of the item we're chatting about in case 1, I didn't put it in a haul, or 2, maybe you missed it. I will also read to you my full SEO title so you can get a feel of the keywords and phrases that I use to help sell each item. I do cross-post all of my items to all of my platforms, which are Poshmark, eBay, Depop, and Mercari, and I use NIFTY to do that. If you are new to NIFTY, there is a 15% off discount code in the description of this video for 15% off your first month if you've never tried NIFTY and you are interested in doing so. I will also be sharing with you what each item sold for, what I will earn after fees and costs of goods, and how long the item was listed. So how many days it sat listed across all of my platforms before it sold. And the majority of these items came from the Goodwill outlet, where my cost of goods is now $1.99 per pound. And the first platform we're going to start with is Depop. I do have one fast flip Depop sale to share with you. Kaluna Kinis, floral swim trunks, lavender, pink, board shorts, resort wear. They sold for $22 and I will make $19, and these took 15 days to sell. So just over 2 weeks isn't terrible at all, especially for selling a bathing suit in the beginning of the year while we're still technically in winter. Speaking of, I plan to this week break into my spring summer backstock and start listing that stuff. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see if we actually get around to it. And the next platform we're going to chat about is Poshmark, and Poshmark was the reigning champ these last 2 weeks, especially for fast flips. I had quite a few very fast flips on Poshmark this month, and I'm very grateful for it. First Poshmark sale to share: Double D Ranch camping, hiking, embroidered graphic long sleeve top, size large, sold for $40 and I will make $31, and that only took 3 days to sell. Then I sold this icebreaker merino wool 320 mid-weight base layer pullover, size medium, sold for $32 and I will make $21, and that took 1 day to sell. Then I sold this Ralph Lauren black label white denim trucker jacket, model off-duty, Italy, size 10, sold for $65 and I will make $50, and again, that sold in 1 day. Next Poshmark sale: Madewell cashmere cropped ribbed turtleneck ballet core sweater, size small, heather beige. It sold for $45 and I will make $32, and that took 24 days to sell. Next Poshmark sale: Patagonia Capeline cool lightweight long sleeve performance shirt, blue, size medium, sold for $35 and I will make $26, and this sold in 8 days. Next Poshmark sale: Johnny Was by Rocco embroidered floral duster boho cardigan, size medium, sold for $150 and I will make $107, and that took 15 days to sell. Next Poshmark sale: Lululemon hooded define jacket, new Lou black athleisure, size 14, sold for $46 and I will make $34, and that sold in 13 days. Icebreaker 200 merino wool base layer crew, men's, extra large in black, sold for $30 and I will make $23, and this sold in 1 day. Then I sold this Young Maven Alpine Raglan sweatshirt, organic hemp cotton, orange, size small. It sold for $41 and I will make $28, and that only took 3 days to sell. Next Poshmark sale: J. Crew merino wool classic button front cardigan in navy, coquette, size small. This sold for $33 and I will make $20, and that sold in 5 days. Next sale: vintage golf needlepoint belt, preppy country club leather trim, 37 inches, sold for $55 and I will make $42, and that only took 4 days to sell. Then I sold this POS Normal Studios women's essential long sleeve jersey performance layer, size medium. If you recall, this is was a new to me brand. I was unfamiliar with this brand, had never heard of it before, had never seen it, had never picked it up, didn't know how it would perform. But this sold for 75 and I'll make 52, and it only took 5 days to sell. So I would definitely say POS Normal Studios is a Bolo cycling brand for sure. $74 sale in 5 days is absolutely fantastic. Next, I sold this pair of Kaimis Ranch Audrey boot cut low rise jeans, Western denim, size 434. They sold for 75 and I will make 58. And they sold in 6 days. Then I sold this Cola Tree Trailhead Adventure Pants Rust Utility Travel Joggers Ripstop Nylon, size medium. These sold for 35 and I will make 24. And these sold the same day they were listed. I will say, I believe I listed these for 55, so I did accept a best offer from a buyer. This was the first offer that came in. I do believe it came in like 2 or 3 hours after I had listed these, so I was happy to accept the $35 offer on those pants and get them in and out so quickly. Speaking of getting them in and out, another new to me brand, Paca Royal Alpaca Blend Hooded Sweater, Soft Minimalist Gray. This sold the same day it was listed for my full asking price. So we love that. I wish everything sold like that. This sold for, like I said, my full asking price, $89, and I will make 66. Next, I sold this J. Crew Collection 100% Cashmere Scarf, Gray Black Minimalist Capsule Wardrobe. It sold for 35 and I will make 24, and that took 2 days to sell. And that was the end of my Poshmark quick flips for this past 2 weeks. And now we're moving into eBay. First eBay sale I have to share, Lily Pulitzer Aldenia Green Pink Floral Button Down Resort Core Preppy, size medium. This sold for 60 and I will make 48, and that sold in 19 days. Then I sold this Suit Supply Vitali Beerus Canasino, I have no idea how to say that brand, Havana Wool Silk Blazer Green Sports Coat, size 50. This sold for $100 and I'll make 84. And again, this sold the very same day it was listed. Fan-freaking-tastical. Next, I sold this Free Note Cloth Selvage Denim Calico Western Shirt Pearl Snap Workwear, size medium. It sold for $150 and I will make 113, and that took 22 days to sell. And of all of the Free Note pieces I found on that same day, honestly, I thought this was going to be the piece that sold for the quickest. That sold the quickest and for the most money. I will say I think $150 is the highest price of the Free Note cloth shirts I recently sold, but this took the longest to sell, which is just interesting to me. Like I said, I just, based on the style and it being denim and selvage, I thought this was going to sell very quickly. It's funny when you think sometimes. Next sale, Athleta Ascent Seamless Merino Wool Tank Body Skimming Minimalist, size small. When I found this at the bins, I picked it up with the thought of giving it to Plato's, and when I inspected it a little bit further when I got home and noticed it was a merino wool blend, I decided to list it. And that was a good choice on my end because I probably would have received, I don't know, $2 to $4 from Plato's Closet for that tank top, but this tank top sold for $18. I will make 13, and it took 2 days to sell, so that's so fast. I think that's like record time for anything Athleta I have ever listed. 2 days. And I don't think that was my full asking price, but it was a very reasonable offer. I think I had this listed for 22 or 25, right around there, so I was very happy to accept 18. And then last, but certainly not least, if you will recall, I think it was 3 hauls ago now, I found what I thought was perhaps a vintage, like actual legitimate jailhouse striped black and white chore coat type of thing. I asked in that haul for some help identifying it, if anyone knew anything about it. And unfortunately, no one that had watched my video, at least they didn't comment and say they knew anything about it. So I just did some research. I asked ChatGPT, I Googled some things, and I wasn't comfortable listing the jacket as a jailhouse jacket because I couldn't tell for sure. There was no identifiers that made me confident that that was indeed a jailhouse issued, like government issued garment. So I didn't put that in the title, but I put vintage black white striped chore coat workwear jacket. I listed it for $139 despite ChatGPT telling me that the price I should list it at was $65. I listed it for $139. It sold in 30 minutes for my full asking price, and I will make $125. And as soon as this person paid for the jacket, they sent me a message, and I was like, oh no, they're going to ask me to cancel it. But they were actually like, thanks so much for the great jacket. Do you have any others like this? And I was like, no, I don't. Sorry. So part of me thinks I underpriced it just a hair because it sold so quickly. But I couldn't find any other jackets in a similar style or with similar trimmings like the buttons and that tag remnants. So I gave it my best guess, but all of that to say, I am so happy with $125. And like I said, it sold in 30 minutes. So that just goes to show that you don't need a brand. You don't even need to know where the garment came from or how old it is really. And things can still sell so well if the style is there. And I think that's why this jacket sold so well, because of the style. I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of the sale. Now, before anyone out there thinks everything I list sells in 5 minutes, let me humble myself really quickly because my longest listed item that sold in this past 2 weeks, 373 days it was listed for before it sold. So don't let this video be discouraging to you if your things aren't like flying off the shelf. This is not all of my sales. Not every single item I list sells quickly. Some items I have to hold on to for well over a year. Some items sell very quickly. It's just part of the reselling game, but it's very exciting, the things that do sell quickly. And I think sharing the things that do sell quickly and that are moving quickly for me might be a little more helpful than just sharing the full breadth of my sales, because some things are selling, but they haven't had any interest in a whole year, and the person that bought them is the very first person to be interested in them. And I don't know. I think this is how I'm going to do my what sold videos moving forward, kind of share with you only the faster flips. Perhaps. I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments below what you would prefer. Because for me, I think I would prefer watching a what sold video of the things that are selling super quick. Current and quick. That's what I would want to know when I watch a what sold video. So you'll have to let me know what you watch what sold videos for. Please, please, please. And also, if you are a reseller, I would love to know how your sales have been going this week. What are you selling? I'd love to know how each platform is doing for you. I would say Depop for me has kind of been quiet, although I have been getting some sales here and there. I just didn't have very many for this video because the items that happened to sell on Depop these past 2 weeks weren't fast flips. eBay has been doing pretty okay, I would say. I've had quite a few high dollar sales on eBay these past 2 weeks, so that's really great. But I will say Poshmark has definitely been my best performing platform for the month of February so far. Mercari has been almost radio silent. I did sell one item on Mercari, I think the beginning of this month, but it again wasn't a fast flip, so it wasn't shared in this video here. But Mercari I still struggle a ton with, and I just don't understand. I don't understand the market over there. I don't understand anything about Mercari, put it that way, because I don't know how to make sales over there. Anyway, I do have another Depop call scheduled this week, but it is not a shop review. It is just about how you could grow on Depop. Editing me here, I just wanted to pop in and say, speaking of the Depop call, if anyone out there has any questions that they think might be good for me to ask Depop, like specifically the last time I had a Depop call, I specifically asked if new with tags, writing that out, or NWT was better, and for the search engine, and the person who was presenting from Depop said they weren't really sure, but they particularly use NWT, so that's what they would use. So I'm going to ask that question again for sure and see what response I get there, if new with tags is better or NWT for the search algorithm. So if you can think of anything like that I can ask Depop on this call, perhaps and get answered and have some clarity direct from Depop, that would be great. So that'll be interesting to see what I can learn in that video in regards to Depop. I'm just looking at my schedule down here for the week. What are we doing this week? Maybe I'll take you guys thrifting with me with my Meta glasses this week as well. And speaking of thrifting, okay, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see it. Right here, this rolling rack is filled with a haul that I got from a regular thrift store, and it's kind of crazy. I found, I can't remember if it's 19 or 20 pieces of some one person's entire, or maybe just a chunk of their capsule wardrobe. And I bought it all. Well, that's a lie. I left 2 pieces behind because they had some stains on them. But other than that, I bought it all. And that haul is coming later this week. So you could look for that probably Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Anyway, with that, I guess I will let you go, friends. If you took the time to watch this video and you spent your social media currency with me today, I so appreciate you. And if you wouldn't mind just hitting like on your way out, that would be awesome. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.